Alright, welcome guys. So today we're going to be starting our free-to-play challenge basically. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be going through the content, seeing how limited you really are, and see if we can complete everything. So of course this is not going to be a single video that has all of this content in it. We're probably going to do it in 30 minute to 60 minute chunks, just because I feel like it's going to be important for you guys to understand how things play out and how Guild Wars plays. So first things first, if you followed the first thing that I let you guys know, it is to go ahead and click escape to open up the main menu, edit account, go through that, and get your bag. So we do have our bag, our mail carrier satchel. You just have to sign up for the newsletter, get the bag, and then you can go back into it and turn off the subscription to the newsletter. You don't have to actually keep it on to keep the bag. As soon as you get it, you can turn it off. First things first, whenever you're in your racial area, this is going to be the human area, so spoilers are going to be coming if you're playing as a human. So unless you're okay with being spoiled and not being able to go into the game blind, I would not watch the rest of this. Just a fair warning. So you're going to talk to basically whoever has that star icon above their head, and whenever you do that, that's going to be, and of course you're going to get some tutorial information. So this is a brand new account, as I said. So like if I open up my inventory, I have no karma, no money, nothing in my wallet. I'm literally broke. Brand new account. You can even see up here, upgrade to full account. So I don't even have a full account. So I just have my 2 bags, what I'm wearing, and we're gonna see what happens. The main thing that I want to stress is, if you're here to have fun, have fun. Don't follow guides if you don't want to. Don't think that you have to do this, that, or the other. A lot of voice acting is also really fun. That's why I like this game.
Sergeant, there are more centaurs on the other side of town. Captain Thackeray's calling for reinforcements at the garrison.
If he's calling for help, it must be serious. But I can't spare anyone.
I'll go. Captain Thackeray's never failed Divinity's Reach. If I can help him, I will.
Balthazar bless you. That's the spirit that'll win this war. Good luck.
So we're just going to continue on. I'm going to actually do this the right way. There's a right and a fast way to do this. I'm going to do it the right way so that we can actually do it the way that you're supposed to do it. If you want to do it the fast way, all you have to do is basically head this way. I don't know if I can draw. Can I draw on the map? I don't think. Okay, so yeah. So basically this is the route you're supposed to take and go down here to the garrison. And then if you want to do it quick without having to go through the garrison, because if the garrison is locked here, that means that there's the event that's going on down here. So what I like to do is I like to run straight down here, and then you run up this hill, and then you'll be able to skip all of the garrison stuff. That's if you want to. If you don't, then just follow along. And this is basically what you want to do if you want to make sure that you're getting all the story tidbits. If you're a lore person, this is phenomenal. And I recommend you always do that. The story is not top tier by any means, but it is darn good. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is a very fun story as long as you stick to it. And yes, some story progression is a little rough, but it is still super fun. So it looks like the gates are closed, so we can't go in here yet. So we have to hold the gates until the door opens. Okay, so basically we just have to kill some centaurs that are coming over to us, and your base ability here actually is 3 and 1, and it's already normally set to auto attack. So whenever you select something and attack, it'll continuously use it. So you see that there's True Strike, Pure Strike, Faithful Strike. So you actually do have more than one ability that's just latched onto a single ability. And the cool thing is, in Guild Wars 2, whenever you put on a different weapon, you actually get new abilities. And I will show you where you can actually look at those as soon as we get done with this. Well, I mean, I guess I can show you now. So if you press H and you go to build, you can click weapon skills, and it'll show you every single weapon skill for every weapon that you can equip. So that's really cool. And even your down skills, because whenever your HP reaches 0 in Guild Wars 2, you don't actually die. You go into a down state. So whenever you're in a down state, you can rally yourself back up by defeating an enemy. So if you were like really close to defeating an enemy, you can actually attack. Or there is the option, I believe I'm not entirely sure what it's called. It's bandage. So you can bandage yourself. This is on a timer whenever you first get down, so you can't activate it right away, but you do get normally 1 or 2 attack abilities. So whenever you're in downstate, you have a chance of reviving yourself, or somebody else can come over and revive you as well. So if you're playing with a friend, it's really important to understand that you are not going to die once you hit 0 HP. You will be able to rally. And if you have a friend that can pick you up, that's really good too. But also, if you're attacking something and they help you kill it, you should be able to rally yourself as well that way. So it's always better to try to defeat the enemy before you rally somebody, unless there are monsters that are actually more powerful or have a lot more health that have to be downed. So I recommend just, you know, playing and seeing what works for you and your friends, especially if you guys are planning on playing this for a decent amount of time. The main reason I wanted to do this was because not only do I really enjoy Guild Wars 2, but at the same point in time, there are a lot of really cool things that come with it. So without a full account, you can still invite people to a party, which is important to me. You can still, you know, access a lot of content that is not behind a paywall, which is really nice. You basically get the entirety of the base game, plus you get Season 1 of The Living World, which was actually, I think, re-released in 2020 or 2019. I can't remember exactly when. It came back more recently because whenever it had come out, it was removed after it was done, and you could not access it. So it is back now permanently, and it is permanently unlocked for all accounts. So whether you have a paid account or if you have a free account, you still can access it, which is really cool. A lot of really good things, especially for people who can't afford to purchase anything for their games. So now we are going to run on out here, and we are going to start the next part of this. There we go. Okay. So now you can see that whenever we mouse over the little arrows, if you click on it, this is going to be something that we need to attack. And it doesn't really show how some of the attacks are unless you're looking at the hand. It will knock you down, and if you time it right, you can actually use your shelter if you're playing as a guardian. And it'll block the attack, because whenever you're using shelter, it blocks the attacks while you're healing. So you don't have to worry about getting knocked down. And also you can use it to heal yourself so that, you know, you can continue fighting. That's the main thing of Guild Wars 1, is basically being able to play a character that is self-sustaining, and that's what they based the game on. They didn't want the Holy Trinity originally. I think you can still build characters in the Holy Trinity, even on a core account, or a free account, I guess, because it's technically not a core account. So some of the limitations, like one of the big ones is you cannot access your major city or any major city until you hit level 10, which kind of is an annoyance, but at the same point in time, I understand why they do it. You know, there have to be some limitations because they're letting you jump onto this train for free. You aren't required to pay for anything, they're letting you do it. So I understand that there are going to be some restrictions. The other thing is one of the major city hubs, Lion's Arch, cannot be accessed until you hit 35. Alright, and that is the end of the tutorial. Now we basically get into the open world.
Where am I? What happened?
You were injured when the elemental exploded. Captain Thackeray brought you here personally. You've been unconscious for 3 days.
You had lots of visitors. Villagers you rescued, some seraph, even a noble from the city. He came by several times.
That'd be Lord Farron. He's a good friend. I'll check in with him once I'm fully recovered. What should I do now?
Fresh air and exercise are the best medicine. The goddess Duena helped you. Perhaps you could help others?
Thanks, I will. And thanks for taking such good care of me.
Bless you. You'll find plenty to do out in the valley. May Duena protect you.
Alright, so that is the end of the tutorial. So this basically means that you've completed a part of either the story or a Living World season mission, or at least part of it, not the entirety of the episode. And normally you do get a reward. You almost always get experience, even whenever it's something very simple, but this normally signifies you've completed something that is a milestone. So we're gonna do that. And then you also get these little, we will talk about the character in a second. Then whenever you level up, you also get these. So you get rewards, so it tells you what you've unlocked. You hit accept, and then it tells you what you're going to be getting at the next levels. So new profession skill unlocked, so you will get a new profession skill unlocked at level 5. So the level is going to be over here on the right. 5 hero points we get at level 11, personal story unlocks at level 10, and then fine equipment. You will get fine equipment at level 6. So you get equipment as you level up to basically help you get through the content, which is really nice. Once you level 2, you do get a second ability. So for Guardian, if you're using a mace, you get the symbol of faith. And of course, if you right-click your healing skill, because I am playing as a human, I do get Prayer to Duena, which restores 120 health, 24 health. And you can also see that it is a 1-second cast time, a 30-second cooldown. And then whenever you go to Shelter, I only heal for 78 with Shelter. However, it blocks attacks while I'm healing. So if I'm in the middle of combat, I would prefer to have this over the Prayer to Duena. And whenever you're outside of combat, your health regens so fast you don't have to worry about having a healing ability. So I wouldn't worry about that. So the next thing is the adventure guide. So I believe we press H and we go over to achievements. You can see that we have some achievements here. Fashion forward, I don't know why it gave me this, but whenever I logged in, it just gave me that. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So achievement points are important because they unlock rewards for you. So at 100, we get a laurel and 1 gold. So 1 gold is pretty cool to just get for getting 100 achievement points. This is basically going to be our main way of progressing and getting money as we're leveling, is basically achievement points. So basically, I want to try to get as much content done as possible. We also have account bonuses down here, so you get additional gold find, karma, XP gain, magic find. So magic find is a little different in this game than a lot of other games. Basically, it just increases your chances of rolling higher on the loot tables, but it doesn't guarantee you anything better. So if you would normally find like a blue item, which is like the base level magic item in Guild Wars, you would basically have a chance of getting a bump up to the next one, and the higher your magic find, the higher chance you're going to get bumped up to even the next tier. And of course there are limitations, and magic find is very different. You can read the wiki, it's really cool. If you ever need to go to the wiki, you can always type /wiki and then a space and whatever you're looking for, and it will pop up, which is really convenient as well. Or you can just type /wiki and then search for whatever you need through the wiki. So with that being said, we're going to click Adventure Guide Volume 1. And I recommend, whenever you're in here, this is a new thing, but we're going to click the back button up here. So we clicked on it, we're going to click back, and now we're in this. So basically, this is going to tell you everything that you're going to be doing, and then it also has what you're going to be getting. So we get experience for completing any of this stuff. So this is basically what we're going to want to do to level up, and there's multiple volumes. So you can go to total completion. And I mean, this is basically just going to have everything set up how it's supposed to be. Tier completion is probably the fastest way to do it because you can see like how far you've progressed in everything. And normally the volumes are always going to be volume 1, then you'll go to 2. I think there's 4 or 5 volumes, I can't remember. So I thought there was a way. I guess there's not in that. So apparently the adventure guides do not have a way. It's already linked up here, which is nice. So basically you can click more and it'll pop this back up so you can see everything. So scouting the area, so if you click that, it tells you what to do. So speak with 3 scouts in Queensdale, Metrica Province, Caledon Forest, Wayfarer Foothills, or the Plains of Ashford to discover more about the local area. So whenever you get through the tutorial and everything, you'll see these guys, these scouts, and you'll want to talk to these guys because these guys will lead you to heart quests. So instead of traditional questing where you go and get a quest, Guild Wars 2 does it in a way that it's more about exploration and just kind of almost a living, breathing world. So instead of just getting a quest, going and doing a quest, coming back and all that stuff, most of the content and the quests are done through what we call heart quests. So as you can see, I don't really have anything on here right now. there is another scout here, so I'm going to need to talk to this scout, go over here to this scout. These are waypoints. Waypoints, they are basically just your form of travel. It's quick travel. It does cost a little bit of money, and over time it does add up to a lot of money, but it's literally the way that we get around all the zones, and every area is basically its own zone because there is level scaling. So like Queensdale, I think the max level you can be in Queensdale is 15, but depending on where you are, it'll scale you. So if you're higher than whatever level is supposed to be in that area, it will scale you down. Then you also do have like world completion up here. I wouldn't focus too much on this, but you can also see whenever I mouse over something, it shows everywhere in the zone of where that is. So right now it's telling me all the scouts are where the hearts are. So it's not showing me the hearts because I haven't discovered any yet. And then you have your hero challenges, which is how you will build your character later. Whenever we get there, we will discuss some more of that. Vistas are really cool because vistas give you basically a scenic pan, basically. The camera pans around the area and you really get a sense of like how everything is, and it's really cool. The way that they have it set up is really nice. So basically you get a little tidbit of like the area, the surrounding area. It's really nice. Then you have points of interest, which are basically just areas that you can go to, and if you find it, then you get experience. Everything that you do in Guild Wars 2 will grant you experience, and that's one of my favorite things about it. So we're going to talk to the scout.
The fields beyond Shaymore are Kryta's breadbasket. Since the Centaur attack, citizens are trying to rebuild their lives. But it's tough with bandits and dangerous wildlife roaming the area. Don't wait for an invitation. Jump in and help them.
And as you can see, all the hearts are being circled right now. So these are...
This is a waypoint. Waypoints appear on your compass, which is in the lower right corner of your screen. You can also see them on the world map, which you can access by pressing M. Press M again to close the world map. To teleport to a waypoint, open your world map and click on the waypoint to which you want to travel.
So yeah, so it basically just explained waypoints as well, so I don't know why I went into depth with it. I do like to zoom in a little bit on the minimap so that I actually see things a little bit easier. Same thing with the world map, you can zoom in and out, and there's a lot of content that you're going to get. So basically we have from over in Ascalon, Shiver Peak Mountains, Kryta, Sea of Sorrows, I believe is, yeah, I think? No. Sea of Sorrows is not one of them. Lion's Arch you will get to, you'll get Bloodtide Coast, you get basically the Ruins of Ore, Steam Spur Mountains. Sea of Sorrows, I believe that this is for the Living World Season 2, I believe is what this is for. And then of course the Ring of Fire we are not going to be able to access either. But as I said, if you want to play with your friends who are down here, the what were they called? Azuras, the short race of Guild Wars 2. This is where you would teleport to. If you want to play with your friends that are playing as a Sylvari, you would go to the Astoria waypoint here. If you wanted to play with your friend if they're playing as a Char, you go right here to this Spokestead waypoint. If you want to play with your buddies who are playing as a Norn, I believe it's, yes, here. You would go to the Horncall waypoint here. And of course, if you're playing as a human, then they should have the Shaymore waypoint unlocked. That's the first one that you get in all the areas. I'd recommend actually running through all of the starting areas to actually level up, just because they're fairly simple zones and you can get a lot of map completion done. As I said, do what you want to do though. Don't take anything to heart. Take everything with a grain of salt. And that's one of the most fun things I can tell you is if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. Don't do complete map completion. I do map completion because I really enjoy it. I enjoy running around even though I've done it a million times, especially Queensdale. I absolutely love Queensdale. I think it's one of the most beautiful zones in the game, especially as a starting zone. It's really nice. But like, and this is one of the other cool things. So there is an event here going on. So we need to defeat the bandits here that are actually burning the hay. I don't know. And then whenever you defeat somebody, you do have to loot their corpse. So make sure that you loot them. That's one of the things. So basically, whenever you kill them, you should see sparklies. You can double click, or you can just press F, whichever one is easier. I don't know if you can put this out. Yeah, extinguish. Okay, cool. So we can extinguish the burning hay bales, which is nice. So we're going to just extinguish those. And basically all that we're doing right now is we're just trying to defend this from the bandits. So it's kind of a bonus thing, as well as filling our heart quest up. So this is an event that happens every once in a while. I don't think it happens as often, because this is the first time I've seen it in a long time. Loot that. So you do get some gray items, which are just junk items. Oh, I forgot to equip my new mace. We got a bag of pinched goods. So this is a crafting item. You can see 0 out of 250 in material storage. So the way you can clear out your bags to keep as much bag space as possible is clicking this little box with a down arrow, deposit all materials. This will send it to your bank. It doesn't get rid of it, okay? So do that. It's gone. Now it's in our bank. Now we don't have to worry about losing anything. It's still, you know, on our account. It didn't go poof. It's just not in our inventory anymore. It's now in our bank. So just wanted to make sure that anybody that had that question knows that it doesn't disappear. It's just not in your inventory anymore. It's still something you can access, which we'll get to at some point in time. We're just going to go through and try to get this heart completed. We're just doing the corn. The corn is one of the easiest things because you basically can just go through, click it, and it's fairly quick. And you can see that we basically almost filled this bar up completely. You can also help other people defeat things. And there we go. We completed a renowned heart. So, and you can see that the little leaves here, this is for completing the adventure guide. The event up there, we get experience, we get karma. So karma is kind of an interesting thing. It's a currency. And you normally can spend them at like heart vendors. So whenever you talk to them, whenever you're completed with everything, you can go through and you can see what they have. I'd recommend not buying food starting out. I would actually wait until you either find food or until you're far enough in the game where you can make it. I wouldn't spend karma on it just because it's not really worth it. The like the worm tooth gives you +3 vitality, and it is a fine item, which is the lowest form of magic item in the game. So it's going to give you the least amount of stats, but it is still going to give you bonuses. So that's pretty nice. But even then, at 63, starting out, I would just save your karma. I wouldn't worry about spending your karma. But we are going to sell to the vendor to show you one of the other cool things about Guild Wars 2. So we have a shattered lockpick. So this, if you look at it, it has a gray name. Gray names are considered junk items. So every vendor in the game that you can sell items to has this sell junk button. So whenever you click sell junk, it gets rid of all of the gray items in your inventory. So if I click this, sell, boom, lockpicks are gone, and I got money. Now, if there's anything that's not gray, it won't automatically sell it. But like this crack club, I have no use for it. It sells for 1. I'm just gonna sell it. You can double click it or click it and then click the sell button. And that's all you have to do. And whenever you complete hearts, you actually get additional karma. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention, because it's normally above your minimap. And if you move your minimap up to like the top left or something, then it'll be down here at the bottom, right where the bottom of the minimap is. Same thing. So we leveled up, level 3, and we get a bag. So we get an 8-slot bag. So we're going to click accept. Apparently we leveled up more than once. So now we're level 4. So we unlocked weapon skill 3, which is down here. Then we have banking. So now we can access banks. So it tells you to visit bankers in cities. Sadly, we can't go to the major city until we hit level 10. It will not be accessible to us. And then points of interest. I don't know why it's explaining points of interest, but okay. And then next level, we do get another profession skill unlocked, which I thought was number 4, but I guess it's not. Oh, it might just be another skill for like a healing ability or something. But yeah, so that's basically what you do. You go around, you complete hearts for the NPCs, which is basically how we do quests, and then you can actually purchase some things. So it's pretty nice. I think that heart vendors are really cool because you can just go to them and sell junk you don't need. But we do have a new bag, so you can either right click and equip it, you can drag over like I showed you guys with the mail carrier satchel in the first video, or you can double click it. Boom, you got more inventory space. So we are probably not going to be getting rid of our mail carrier satchel or our starter backpack for a long time. The cool thing is you can replace the starter backpack though. And then, of course, this 8 slot will probably carry us for a while. So we don't have a whole lot of inventory space, but we have enough that we shouldn't have to worry. At least for a while. And of course, as I said, if you guys get any materials, make sure to deposit them just so that they're not in your inventory and taking up that valuable space that we have. So now what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be running over here. So this is an area that we're going to want to get. We're going to probably snag this point of interest and go north, just because I like to try to be efficient whenever it comes to map completion. And I'd rather, I mean, we're going to be coming back down here anyway, but the little boost of experience that you'll get just from discovering something is just convenient, and it can also help you level up. So we have that. We have a few bandits over here. We're going to try to avoid them. We're going to grab this first, which is a waypoint. So whenever you see one of these in the world or on your minimap, if it doesn't have blue in the center, if it's grayed out, you haven't found it yet. So make sure you find it, because then you can teleport to it if you need to. Now this is one of the things that's interesting. I don't know if... Okay, so the default keys, I would recommend doing this. It's up to you. You can double tap to dodge. Okay? I'd recommend you turn that off. So if you go into your general options, you should see... Where is it? Should be in here, I thought. Let's see. Here we go. Double tap to evade. I would turn this off because whenever you're doing jump puzzles, you don't want to accidentally pop out. So now I'm tapping and I'm not automatically dodging, which is really nice. Then you want to go to controls, and you want to make sure that your dodge is set to a key that you're comfortable with. I normally use shift. It just depends on what you prefer. I'm going to use the left shift key just because I find it more convenient for me, because my pinky sits over the shift key anyway, so I can just hit shift and boom. And you can see that we got 2 completed for our adventure guide over here. So whenever you get over here, you have to loot the chest. Once you loot the chest, you should get a piece of armor. There we go. And then you have to make sure you dodge back out of this, or you'll just get knocked back. So there we go. And if you do hit your dodge key, whenever you're just standing, you will dodge backwards. So unless you're moving forward, if you're moving forward or to one of the sides or something, you'll dodge in that direction. But if you're just standing still and you dodge, you'll just move backwards. Looks like there's another event going on here. So this is for shiny red apples. So this is one of the events that almost always is active. So basically you want to go to a apple tree. Oh, we have some monsters on us. Get rid of some of the spiders. And the cool thing is this actually works really well with the so not only can you get through the event. Oh boy, gotta kill all the spiders. Oh my goodness, dude, these things are just continuously coming out. But anyway, make sure that whenever you do, you make sure you have AoE loot on interact and auto loot auto pickup. So we're gonna click our key. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Looting enemies is complete. Nice. We did level up again. I don't know why that's being wacky, but I think it's because this is kind of in the way, because I can't click it, but it's fine. So the ripe apple tree, we're gonna shake it. Got apples. Pick up the apples. You can double click, or you can just walk up and press F. F is the main interact key. So gonna see if we can get some more apples. Looks like we got more spiders, but defeating spiders does get our heart quest done, which is really convenient. And sometimes they do drop apples. I've seen it a few times. I don't know if it's a normal thing or if it's just kind of, if it's only active whenever the event's active. I believe that's how it works, but I'm not entirely sure. So we're gonna shake the tree again. Another spider, and you can see our heart quest is almost complete up here. And you can see that it really doesn't take a whole lot of time to actually get a lot of this stuff completed. Especially like in the starting zones. Starting zone, a lot of the events are fairly quick. I'm one of those people, because once this bar for the shiny red apples is completely full, you normally are given a little bit of time to give more of whatever is there to make sure that you have some sort of contribution. So in my opinion, I'd wait until that part happens, or until your heart quest is completed. So like if I have to defeat a whole bunch more spiders to get the heart quest done, I think this might, nope. Okay, so we have probably one more. So basically, there we go. So our heart quest is now completed. Now I have a whole bunch of apples. I'm just going to run over here and I'm going to turn them in. I'm not even going to worry about getting any more apples. So we're going to do that. Talk to you. Here, take my apples. So we can continue because this isn't complete yet. So now we see we have contribution, which guarantees us that we get some sort of experience or reward whenever we the event is complete. And that's basically what you want to do. You want to make sure that you get that complete. So we're just going to grab these. I understand. I'm trying to click this and I don't know why it's not working. So I need to pop that down. Oh, for some reason that is kind of wacky right now. Weird. And then you can, of course, as I said, talk to them. So we have 222 karma. We could get a measuring spoon to increase our precision, but it's really not important to do that, as I said. But we can sell junk. So we have the spider leg, so we're just going to sell that. And then we have the mighty rawhide leggings. So since I wear heavy armor, I can't use medium armor. So I cannot wear this, even though I can wear higher level armor than medium because I can wear heavy. I'm not allowed to wear medium. So that is something that you guys want to pay attention to. For a free account, because you get 2 character slots, I would recommend one being... It really depends on your playstyle. I would recommend having somebody of different armor so that you can throw these in your bank, because your bank is shared by your account. So you can do it that way. Throw it in there so that you can give it to another character, or you can just sell them. It's really up to you. Got some more shiny red apples. Let's turn that in real quick. There we go. So we gave him 30. So timer, boom, we got experience, we got karma. I don't know why this is being wacky. We will probably have to relog to do that, but it's fine. Mighty chest piece. So we're gonna open this up. And here's one of the cool things. So it normally will show in red if you cannot equip something. So we know that we can use this, so we go ahead and click that. Yes. And now, if you read it, it says double click to select stats. Well, you can't do that or it will equip it to your character. So what you're going to want to do with anything like this, so like this one, it gives me +2 power, and you can see that my currently equipped it is going to be on the right side. And I gain 2 defense. So anything that you're gaining is going to be signified with a green number. And then anything on the other side is basically, if you keep whatever you have on, that's going to be the red number. So we're getting 2 additional defense, and then we're getting 2 to our power. And power increases your damage. So we're going to swap those out. And then with this, as you see, the defense on the Tarnished Chain armor that we start with is only 24. This one gives us 41. But if we want to add stats to it, we have to right-click it. So you want to right-click it and click Customize. And now we can select what we want. My opinion, it really doesn't matter what you choose, because it's not super important. But the few things that you will want to know is power increases your damage that you do. Condition damage increases the damage of the conditions that you use. Specific abilities have certain things that they do. Vitality is, of course, going to increase your health. Precision increases your chance to hit. And ferocity increases your crit chance. So if you press H and you go to equipment, your attributes are over here. So your precision, okay, so sorry, your precision is your crit hit chance. I think your ferocity is, ferocity is crit damage. So higher chance to crit with precision, ferocity increases your critical damage. So that's my bad. I did speak out of turn there. Then you have condition damage increases condition damage. And you also have healing power, which increases how much you heal. Then condition duration, so that'll increase how long your conditions are on a boss. Boon duration, so boons are buffs basically. So if you want to look at it like that, it's probably the easiest way to look at it. But there are some boons that do different things. A lot of the big ones you'll find it in game and stuff like that. Magic Find, this just tells you how much Magic Find you have total. And Agony Resistance is only used for fractals. I don't know how well fractals are going to go, but I'm sure that we will get to those once we hit level 80. Crit damage, Crit chance, health, armor,
Taste that.
virtue recharge rate 0%. That's a guardian. So I did get virtue of justice. So the cool thing with guardian is they get a lot of burning things, which helps a lot. So that's another reason why I like guardian, is they get a lot of utility and they're not hard to play. That's why I absolutely think guardian is the #1 character that I always like to start with, because they're fun, they're fairly easy, and you literally don't really need a whole lot to be efficient. So you aren't super gear dependent as far as I've seen. But we are going to probably go with, let's see, I'm thinking probably power and precision. Well, you know what, power and vitality, just to keep us alive a little longer. But I'm making sure that I'm keeping those, the power is the big one. So we're going to get these. Then yet again, right click, customize, choose what you want. Then accept. And then double click. Because as I said, if you double click, then you basically just equip it. So if I just double click this, would you like to soulbind them? Yep. Now they're on me. So if you do that, you have to press H, go to the gloves, and then you can double click them and choose what stats you want. So we're just going to basically just try to stay as tanky as possible. I don't know why that has a yellow border around it. Interesting. Alright, and then yet again, we found another crafting material. So you can either right click and deposit it, or you can click the little down arrow up here, which is what I always do. Boop. And then there you are. We did get a few things done. I still don't understand what's going on with this. Let's try to log out real fast, and then we'll log back in. And that's another cool thing, is there's not a whole lot of games on the market anymore that are free that allow you to actually see the visual change in your character's armor as well as Guild Wars does it. Guild Wars' armor is just so good, just so beautiful. Alright. But hopefully you guys had some fun. Hopefully you guys learned something. If there's anything that I didn't cover that you want some more on, let me know. I basically just tried to give you guys as much basic information as I could. And yeah, we're going to continue this on in the next episode. Hopefully it'll be out soon. So everybody take care. Bye!